So starting off with arithmetic operators, we've already used the equals sign to assign a value to a variable. And your arithmetic operands are your operators that allow you to do arithmetic calculations, so such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, remainder. We've had a look at incrementing, so plus plus to increment by 1. You can also decrement, minus minus to decrement by 1, and there's also exponential power. So these allow you to do your simple mathematical calculations. I also want to touch on the addition. So if you do number plus number, it gives you a number. But if you do a string plus a number, it gives you a string through what's called type coercion. So because one is a string and one is a number, JavaScript changes the data type of the number to a string, since you cannot add a number plus a string. So instead it does a string plus a string, which is called concatenation, where you append a string to one another. So let's remove this while loop, and let's create a variable called number. So let's do 5 plus 5, and let's create a variable called string, and do a string 5 plus the number 5. All right, and let's console log both of them. All right, so what do we expect to print on the console? Well, let's have a look and refresh. All right, so you can see that the number 5 plus the number 5 printed out 10. However, the number 5 plus the string 5 actually returned 55. So in this case, this got turned into a string, and when you add strings, it appends them to each other. It doesn't do a mathematical calculation, it just adds one string to another. So it then became 55, okay? So you can also do hello plus world and refresh. So it's printed out hello world, and you can see that it's added together those strings. Okay, so moving on to comparison operators. So comparison operators allow us to compare the left operand to the right operand. So we've got here double equals is to check if the left equals the right side. We've got what's called not equals, so exclamation and equals, to check if the left does not equal the right. We'll leave the stricts alone for now. Then you've also got greater than or equal, less than or equal. So if the left is, in this case, for example, if it's equal to the right, it returns true, okay? So if, depending on the operator that you use, the comparison operator, if the result is true, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So as an example here, let's go back to our intro.js, and let's create var compare, right? And let's say we want to compare, so let's say 5 is greater than 4, right? So what do we expect? Well, 5 is greater than 4, so we expect this to return true, right? So let's print the compare variable. Okay, so that's returned true. Okay, so now we can do double equals. So does 5 equal 4? False, it doesn't equal 4. Now we can do, does 5 not equal 4? So we expect this to return true because 5 does not equal 4, which is true. All right, so that can be a little bit tricky because you're saying it's not equal to, but it's actually true. And we can also use, let's do greater or equal. Let's put 5 here. So that's true because 5 isn't greater, but it's equal to 5. Okay, so that's comparison operators.